What is up, everyone? Let's turn the volume down a bit. Yeah, okay. So, what is up? And today I will be playing Psycholonials. It is a VN, and it's not very well known, but I think it is really, really good. I found it very touching. So, let's start. Chapter 1. Summer That Never Was. An island sits off the eastern coast of the United States. It's a little over 10 miles wide, and most of the year, a little over 10,000 people deep. They call it a summer colony. When the weather gets warm, the number of people pushing down on the island swells to around 50,000. The town here shares its name with the island. You live here. You're one of the residents pushing down on this place year-round. The steady residents don't contribute much weight, though. Off-season life is like a reprieve for the island, like lifting the load off the back of a perennial workhorse. Still kind of too loud. The summer crush is a different story. 100,000 feet at once give you the impression that the seasonal colonists have all conspired to shove this charming New England rock right back into the ocean. But 2020 is different. You don't see it happening this year. Can't say you're heartbroken about it either. Your name is Zen. It's pronounced more like Jen than Zen, but most people have been determined to mispronounce it since elementary school, so at some point you decided to go by Z, and it stuck. Stuck it to your parents too, sorta, who endowed yourself with the romanization of a name which would either guarantee a lifetime of correcting people or intermittently acquiescing their wrongness. You like Z better anyways, because it's yours, not theirs. It's roughly 3 p.m., and you have just woken up earlier than yesterday, so that's a plus, and with a bit of a hangover, but that's far from unusual. Your bedroom is a bit messy, but you don't notice it anymore. It's a cozy little depression nest, and it serves its purpose well, which is to store the body of a depressed 23-year-old woman when she's not working. Whilst the decor manages to accurately affect her personality and emotional landscape. Ordinarily, you reach for your smartphone before even getting out of bed and whittle away the first hour of the day scrolling through the timelines of your various accounts. I love the breaks to turn down the loud audio. Damn. But for whatever reason, today feels a little different. You stand up to stretch your legs and have a look around to reacquaint yourself with the artifacts of your life, which you have achieved invisibility through familiarity. You've had this exact arrangement of posters taped to your wall since you moved here. Before that, actually. These posters were on the wall of your dorm in college, in this exact pattern. When the time came to make your desperate getaway from campus, you ripped it off of your walls in one big taped-together mass, rolled it all up, and hit the road. Then, when you got here, you simply unrolled it and put it back up. Why mess with it? This particular hodgepodge of pop cultural nonsense says about as much about yourself as you'd ever care to say using a wall. Maybe it's a consequence of the media that you consume that made you feel this way, but you've always believed you can tell a lot about a person by studying the things they used to like. In fact, you might even go as far as saying, in this era, an individual's personality isn't much more than a composite of all the media they've ever consumed, and their favorite stuff in particular. That's why whenever you meet someone new, you kinda wish you could just take a look at their bedroom and take a quick tour of all their interests, sparing you a lot of laborious banter and wondering over whether someone's worth your time. Again, it could be certain types of content you've consumed in your past which have resulted in this philosophy, but you can't be sure. All you can do is refresh your memory on your various interests to reaffirm who you are to yourself, along with any imaginary voice who have inexplicably decided to turn into your underwhelming morning ritual. There's your Metal Gear Solid poster. You have created a number of fan works for this series. Not a single one of them is suitable for children. Very few are suitable for most adults, actually. But you never mind that. You think Kojima has an advanced understanding of lore which has eluded authors far more celebrated than he. You also think Kojima has an advanced understanding of horny gay men with enormous butts, which is an asset of far greater literary value in your opinion. Explain Paul Clossy, of course. You're way out of this by now, but you had a juggalo phase in high school. The reason for this decision was extraordinarily complex and layered, far over the head of anyone who would be inclined to wonder if you even need to ask why being down with the clown cannot be fully explained. You mainly keep this as a reminder of your roots, a reminder of a philosophy towards family which you prefer to more conventional definitions. You've had this up since 2017, which is before Post went apeshit with all the face tattoos. Interestingly, increasingly these days he seems determined to look like hot garbage, and yet the uglier he gets, the more fond of him you grow. You will never forsake this kind-hearted goblin prince. He could tattoo a dick on his face and you'd probably weep tears of joy. It's like you said when you checked out the ICP poster. You liked it to be reminders of your pop cultural roots. There was a long story you read when you were young. You almost never talk about it now, but this guy is here to remind you, whether you like it or not. It's a part of you now. The calendar marks the day for your shifts at local restaurant, where you work as a waitress. The page is set to February 2020, but this is wrong. The pandemic sent you into an unusually bleak depression spiral, so you haven't flipped the page in months. That's right, the date is April 2020, 2022. You guess you labeled a lot of these months in advance at the beginning of the year when you were in higher spirits. A week ago was a day relevant to your childhood interest, so you facetiously drew a little doodle to commemorate. And today, of course, is Weed Day. Not that you actually smoke weed. Mostly on account of being too lazy to bother acquiring any, but that doesn't mean the annual milestone shouldn't be solemnly honored with the gravity of a religious holiday. As you stare at the candle, you mostly can't believe it's almost May already. Has it really been that long since you went to work? You guess that must be right. Early March was the last day the restaurant was open, and you've been holed up here ever since without pay. You've gone by borrowing rent money from your friend, Abby, who has also been shut in since the outbreak began. Not seeing her in months, not seeing anyone really, has had a very negative effect on your mental health. Probably the biggest reason you've been waking up so late these days. There's a ton of computer equipment here lying dormant. It hasn't been powered up in years, actually. Doing so would probably remind you of your college traumas. Sometimes you will wonder if it'll ever turn on again. That's probably for the best. Your hacking days are behind you. A lot of those old projects you were working on could have gotten you into some serious trouble. These days, it's all about cultivating your brand, although it hasn't actually been going that well. More to the point, you'd probably be the first to admit your online brand is fairly shitty. But one has to start somewhere. Rebuilding a social media presence after a series of psychologically devastating catastrophes doesn't happen overnight. On the floor is a printout of your manifesto. You wrote this a few years ago before your life melted it down. It began as an ironic exercise, but the more you wrote, the less ironic it became. You completed it just before the series of calamitous events leading to the aforementioned meltdown. You doubt this is a total coincidence. Since Abby likes to point out, only crazy people write manifestos, which is more than a little hypocritical, since she herself has been actively writing one. Still, hers is pretty light reading and revolves around her secret RPF shipping theories, whereas the Jubilite Manifesto is an incendiary piece of left-wing literature that happens to revolve around unrepentant clownery. She's probably right to say it's probably for the best if you never pick this thing up again. You stroll down your special interest lane has delayed the inevitable long enough. Time to get pulled into the vortex of traditional wake-up scrolling binge. The timelines, the threads, the feeds, the comments, they won't brainlessly ogle themselves. You pause to admire your lock screen. It's a more recent pic of your boy post, complete with all of his most recent, utterly grotesque tattoos. The man is looking fresh hell, your heart palpitates, and you feel momentarily nauseous, but you regain your control long enough to unlock your phone. Your phone unlocks. There's your background. It's a gratuitously pornographic art of fan work depicting two muscular homosexual soldiers caught in the throes of passion. You keep this one as your unlock screen so that prying eyes in public don't get a gander of material which some may find inappropriate. But your wise-ass friend has pointed out that the Malone lock screen is arguably more indecent to flash in public. But dithering over your gallery of obscene mails, time to check your accounts. Most of your effort in attempting to build a brand has gone into your Instagram account. As a new influencer trying to get your footing, you've been tinkering with something in the e-girl genre. So far you aren't doing anything too crazy. Your highest impulses are what TikTok is for. Here it's mostly a bunch of tame, silly shoots of you posing around the island. The boys love it when you go to the beach for some reason. They're very basic. Your light following mostly attracts a bunch of simps, reply guys, and rude remarks to the comic mentions. There's no sugarcoating it. Your TikTok is just plain weird, full of avant-garde shitposts of a humorous nature, usually performed in a completely deadpan manner, with a bleak intent to the average user of this platform. Sometimes you will knowingly post cringe. Always ironically, though, which as far as you're concerned, is kinda right content. Not many people understand it, though a handful of loyal simps in your followers always seem to lap it up. Abby never misses an opportunity to reprimand you for your cringe posting. This is to be expected, though. She's a pro, after all, and even you know your cringe posts are indefensible. That's entirely the point. Twitter is bad. You hardly use this account, but you keep it on hand for the sake of continuing to receive abuse. You're not sure. The doxings and harassments have finally died down in the last year. Nothing close to what they were just after your meltdown. The persecution for your past crimes is barely at a trickle now, which is a double-edged sword. Sure, it's nice to get fewer death threats, but it's also a sign that no one really cares enough to bother, which is bad for the brand. It's been a few days since you posted any content. The fans are getting restless. Well, not really, but they're restless in your anxious imagination. You are just shy of 1,000 followers. Maybe a new post will push it over the edge? Of course you understand the crowd isn't that eager for more content. You know it's a common affliction among inspiring influencers. They need to keep pushing content out of fear their followers will get bored. As if they're a slobbering pack of wild dogs, insatiable beasts who must have more, but you're not an idiot, and you follow plenty of accounts too. And you know, you could barely give a shit if your favorite account stopped posting for a while. They can chill if they want, it would simply not affect your life. Your posting habits are more a matter of personal ethos. If you want to build a brand, the content must flow, and you shall make it flow, but what to post? This, as always, is the burning question. You fire up TikTok because that's where the shitposts know, and you gods know you don't have the energy for assembling a respectable e-girl fit or fixing up your makeup. You try to think of more funny deadpan nonsense, but you can bullshit your way through while lying in bed. Well, not before fixing yourself up a little. Christ, you look like hell. You fix your hair a bit. No, still bad. You know what? Fuck it. You're just going to use an absurd filter and crank the irony dial all the way up. Looking more like it's gonna be a cringe post Monday. You start babbling incoherently. You even turn the voice filter on to maximize the cringe factor. What are you even saying? You have no idea where this is going. You play it back, and yikes. It's hard to even get through the whole thing. It's dealing massive amounts of psychic damage. Perfect, actually. This is what you were going for. Let the Sims grit their teeth for every second of this monstrosity, and thank you for it. Truth be told, this is the caliber of content they deserve. Yep, the replies are lining up to kiss your ass as always. The usual suspects every time. A little entourage of loyal and lavacious hype men. It's sort of adorable and disgusting to use simultaneously. actually more disgusting than usual today. That feeling is creeping in. Disgust, not with the boys per se. It runs deeper than that. Your post fucking sucked and you're on the verge of regretting it. Why is it always like this, pushing out content? After hitting submit, equal odds that the sense of loathing begins to settle in. Was it a good idea? Could it have been better? Should you have just not bothered at all? It makes you feel crazy, this media landscape. Above all, you think your disgust isn't so much about the specific post as it is with the general lack of direction and inspiration. What the fuck are you even trying to do? What are you about? You're too depressed to come up with an answer today, but then that seems to be true every day. You log off TikTok with dismay. You're getting a DM on Discord. It's your friend, Abby. Not surprising, since she almost always hits you up after you post some content, usually with some friendly critique. Today is probably no different, and you have a feeling you already know what she's going to say. Isn't it a bit early in the day to be sad posting cringe? You usually have courtesy to wait until I'm sound asleep and you're drunk off your ass. Fuck off, I know it's cringe. So this is what it's come to. Your brand as an ironic cringe poster is congealing before my eyes. I guess it's hard to come up with, ideas for shit. Ain't that the truth? What are you talking about? All you do is post vids of you looking taut and saying dumb shit. Yeah, that's a hell of a brand. If you can make it work, which you obviously can, at least you know what you're about. I'm still trying to figure that out. How's it been going well exactly? That's easy. You are also about looking hot and posting cringe apparently. Well, not fucking hot enough. Not like you. Nonsense. The sizzling bitch plastered all over my timeline begs to differ. And the gentlemen callers you have attracted to your content, they seem none too displeased. Christ. Whoa, and what was this, Z? You crossed our 1,000 followers mark. See, you're being down on yourself for no reason. You're well on your way to the big leagues. The fuck is this patronizing shit? Besides, how am I even on your timeline? Doesn't even fucking follow me. You're too embarrassed to, remember? Because it would hurt your brand if people could check your follow list and see my fake ass there with all my past baggage. That's not fair. You know the game, Z. How many of your 3 million followers would you really lose if you followed me? I do follow you, with an alt, you know this. I mean on your main enemy. What would it cost you realistically if I just showed up on the list? No fanfare, no shoutouts, or any bullshit like that. Just one friend following another because she's got her back. You know what? A few grand, maybe. Even then, it'd just be a handful of snarling cunts that you don't need stinking up that joint anyways. It's not even about keeping the discourse down, come on. I mean, not to sound like a bitch, but I couldn't handle the shit you went through. You know damn well we both got the same kind of dirt on us, but what? But you already fucked yourself up, and I'm still keeping a lid on it all. Delicately. And if you thought it was rough enough for you, think about what it would be like for me at my level of visibility. Oh, I see how it fucking is. You're too famous, so you'd fall harder than I did. It's fine, I got thrown to the roles because I'm a nobody, right? No, I mean, I had to go to the fucking hospital, Abby. Okay, oh, fine. Fuck, I'll follow you. Jesus! I was just messing with you. Why do you have to turn it into such a serious thing? I don't know. It's fine, actually. Don't follow me. I know why you don't. I'm just being shitty because I'm in a bad mood. You're right. Of course. If I triggered discourse, it'd be the one thing to take the heat. Anyways, I just need to keep piecing my brand together the old-fashioned way. Old-fashioned? Like horse and carriage shit? Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I mean. Like how people used to cultivate their social media platforms when everybody owned horses. What? Horses? I was fucking joking. Just figure out what I'm trying to do or say here. Let people know who are into me come to me naturally. That type of people who wouldn't give a fuck about what my past life is like. I know you were joking. Can we please let it go unsaid for once that we always know when we're joking? We're always joking. We get the shit. We are not basic bitches. Yeah, I know. My dry response to you was also a joke, you idiot. And can you cool it on the key smashing? I'm still fucking hungover and it's testing equivalent to listening to noisy traffic. Chaotic juxtaposition dharma? Autocorrect P- explanation. To take the edge off for my poor and feeble friend. Oh, I do that sometimes. It is one of my good goofs, as you know. When you do that, it's only funny to you. It's just confusing to everybody else. Nope, it's objectively hilarious to all involved. Has anyone ever not been confused when you do it? Well, as if I ever even talk to anyone much but you. At least maybe we can agree the notion of chaotic juxtaposition dharma sounds pretty cool, whatever that even means. Fuck yeah. And so I thought bringing you might be bringing a worthwhile topic rather than continuing to destroy my morning with your useless brain garbage. Well, morning. It's almost fucking 4, bitch. Good point. I gotta get going. Okay? Any signs of you getting back to work yet? Nah. Taking that job as toast for good. Shit, why? For a while, I was hearing stuff from the owner about reopening the restaurant and getting ready for the summer, but I haven't heard from her in weeks. I think she might be giving up on the whole idea that there even will be a tourist season and just left the fucking island. Or maybe she just got the Rona and died. Fuck. It's fine, I don't really care. Okay, but what about rent? You need me to send more money, or... No, I'm alright. I think I just won't pay rent this time. I don't even give a fuck anymore. What's this idiot going to do? Evict me? Good luck with that, bro. Incredible. Incredible attitude, Lou. Hey. Okay, I'm gonna go eat some shit right now because I feel bad. You head to the kitchen, which isn't in much better shape than your bedroom. You pause to consider that the only reason it isn't quite as disastrous is because you spend so little time in here. You make occasional trips to peruse your scant supply of food or your copious supply of alcohol. Then, more often than not, it's right back to bed. This fridge is a total wasteland. It's hard to get out for grocery shopping. Sheltering in place has warped your lifestyle beyond recognition. Much easier to order shit, but money has been running low and hitting Abby up for cash gets old. There's a pot of craft on Corona you think you made, 5 days ago? It looks like apple shit, but it will have to do. You heat it up on the stove for a couple minutes and bring it out to the kitchen table for consumption directly out of the pot. You make a mental note that this depression meal life hack could make for some decent ironic TikTok content. No. Need some work. First you would need to heat up the week-old macaroni, then to save time you transport the pot outside and put the entire thing directly in a garbage can. Then to save even more time you curl up in a nearby bush and patiently wait to pass away. Yeah, that sounds better. Not today though, because you already shot your TikTok shot. The second thought, that idea barely even counts as a joke. Realistically, this meal belongs nowhere except a dumpster. The macaroni is practically inedible. You force a few more mouthfuls just for the sake of preventing some of your internal organs from shutting down due to malnutrition and put it aside. What next? Oh, yeah, might as well get an early start. This bottle of whiskey is already open. That's because it's the same one you opened yesterday. Now that the breakfast is over, it's time for phase 2 of the day to kick into gear. Keeping yourself alive is hard work. Making such a healthy breakfast every morning is really taxing. It takes a lot out of you. A couple spoons, as the emotional brittle millennials like to call it, right down the drain, just like that. When you're low on tools, the only thing for it is to recharge with another session of mindless scrolling on your phone. Do you enjoy it? Hell no. But spoons don't grow on trees, and the invisible spoonometer, which is probably floats above your head, seems to respond favorably to the practice. Scrolling. Some drama brewing over here, some discourse ramping up over there. Fuck these people. Absolutely fuck every single one of them in the infantile shit they argue over. Trump did what now? Who fucking cares? Democracy is over. Moving on. Wait, what's this? Another senile rapist is challenging him for the presidency. Be still, your beating heart. Glug, glug, glug. Your attention turns to the comments your post have been raking up. Even on old posts, there are always new replies to check out for a laugh. Who's this bitch talking shit in your mentions? Oh, no. A chill runs down your spine. This was one of the nightmare people who have counseled you a few years ago. You thought she got bored of you, but it looks like she's at it again. She's working hard to push up your romantic past to make sure anyone who didn't realize you did that stuff stays well informed. What a service she is doing for the people. You simply block the vile harpy and continue scrolling. People like her tend to be hit and run trolls. Sure, it's still somewhat triggering to see them rear their heads now and then, but it's pretty rare these days. The followers with the real scaling power, of course, are the reply guys, the merry little band of lonely boys who flutter near your frame. A modest simp farm, as you've come to regard it. God bless them. That's the American dream, right? To own a nice little farm. You can herd anything on your quaint plot of land, a humble patch of dirt. The founding fathers died to bequeath you. They died for your right to harvest him. Maybe they weren't half bad. Well, no, they were. You're just an enterprising woman making the best of a series of ill-intended, imperious blunders which took place several centuries ago. You guess that's all anyone's doing, really. These boys, though, they aren't genocidal frauds who stain the history books of public education. They're mostly just a bunch of harmless, randy fools. You're most fond of them, against your better judgment. You wonder how many members of this small flock happen to live here on this island. Probably no many, since you have so few followers. You guess some of Abby's followers might live here, though. Actually, it's more likely, since Abby lives here too. She's probably got a few sims who are thrilled to be living on the same small island with such a sexy and popular influencer. Could the same basic principle apply to you on the smaller scale? Someone following you just because he happened to notice you're local? Not out of the question. You linger on the idea. The 1,000 people who follow you, they like you, right? Ostensibly, this is why people follow each other. The hate which has chased you around and has obscured this truth, but it seems likely that this is how normal people operate. This is kind of incredible for you to dwell on, that these people actually like you. Feels like a miracle that anyone would. You're certain that this list overwhelmingly consists of cishet males. You wonder how many of them are attractive. Can't possibly be more than a precious few. You try to imagine these kings, these magnificent jewels in the rough. That they would bother following you, a complete loser and shithead with a bad attitude and worse content, while they have the audacity to be good-looking and probably sensitive and misunderstood. You realize that you're getting drunk enough to wonder if it's a good idea to reach out to your followers for a story post to see if anyone's nearby. Actually, that is not true. You don't wonder if it's a good idea. You're perfectly aware it isn't. What you mean is you're getting drunk enough to know it's a bad idea, but do it anyways. Why waste another second bullshitting yourself about it? You know you're going to end up caving to yourself in the mental debate, so you just cut to the chase and do it. You'll prepare a cunning thirst trap and post it to your story. You check your DMs, and within minutes you collect about a dozen messages, all from the usual simpy suspects. Guys you were expecting a reply from no matter where they live. Really predictable shit going on here. Something about this dude's face and demeanor pisses you off for some reason, and you can't put your finger on it, so you block him. Most of the replies are completely useless. Hang on, one guy here says I'm from Brookline, Massachusetts. That's not far off, actually. There's something to work with here. Much depends on how interested this guy is. Maybe you could rope him into coming to the island soon? Ferry schedules vary throughout the year, but there's always practically one departing from Hyannis, which is probably an hour's drive from Brookline. Maybe he could even make the trip today if his desperation level is high enough. But then it all depends on whether he's worth bothering with, doesn't it? It's quite a puzzle thinking about the factors in play, if he's hot enough, if his desperation index could be very low. It might be like pulling teeth getting him down here, which would kill the impulse and allure of this dumb shit stunt. But if he's a ghoul, you could probably get him to swim here. But if that's the case, why would you go such lengths to debase yourself like this? Why, indeed. It's an eternally rhetorical question, of course. Your thoughts turning into your idle, dear, sweet post, a complete swamp goblin of a man. And yet, if he were in your kitchen right now, you'd have no doubts you'd ravish the poor fellow. He'd probably be afraid of you. It'd be better if he were afraid of you. You secretly wish that one day you hope to strike sexual intimidation in the heart of American singer, songwriter, rapper, record producer, and actor known for his introspective songwriting and laconic vocal style. Not that you would ever make such a controversial remark out loud. Not again, anyway. Not if you hope to have a brand someday. Fuck it, you say. You only get to ruin your life once. Or sometimes, many times in rapid succession. But if that's the case, you like to think of it all as one long, grand act of ruination. And if you really committed to daisy-chaining a series of life-hopping mistakes together, you might as well make it count. Brookson's not too far. Yeah. Just a drive and then a ferry. Yeah, I've never been there. Okay, don't really care. Oh my god, stop fucking typing, Percy. Clam. God. No. Over there writing like a goddamn graduate thesis like a complex, well-articulated response is gonna mean fucking shit to me. Okay. Who do you think you are? I don't know. Just a guy who likes your content? My content is fucking trash and you know it. Not really. You look good. Percy. Dumb name. Sounds like the name of a cup. I'm not really getting this. Do you really need all of your insults? Or is this part of is this what you're into? Jesus Christ, Percy. Shut the fuck up. I still have no idea if this is a good idea or if you're fucking wasting my time. Alright, I'm gonna choose to not take any of this personally since you can't possibly know about me to immediately form negative opinions. Holy fucking shit! We've got a lady killer over here! Percy, I'm flying through the panties. They just keep getting soaked due to your amorous repartee. Wow. Can you just send me a pic already? Oh, yeah, hang on. This Celty is corny as fuck. Fail. Bad. Sorry? Those ellipses you put before sorry are also corny. Like, don't take to it. Like, I'm not fucking getting it. Do you think you're useful or whatever? Or charming? Like, you don't matter. Your little idiosyncrasies and quirks of personality do not matter. Take off your fucking shirt. You aren't going to upset me. I get it now. You just like talking shit. It's your thing. That's cool. Go ahead and tell me how bad I look. I can take it. No, cock. I'm not gonna fucking with you. You literally made me laugh so hard it puked in my macaroni. Okay, that's not true. A good one. You aren't going to upset me. I get it. Oh. You did. That dumb fuck face. Your simp-ass fuckboy Casanova's face. Oh god. You dipshit. You're so dumb. I allowed so much at barf just that I drank too much. Well, you definitely do seem drunk, but I still don't believe you. I don't think you barfed. I think you're saying that for comical effect, to own me, if you will. To own me, if you will. You suck so bad, Percy. Percy. Little shirtless baby boy from Brooklyn, Percy. Simple Percy nips out mommy. Would be so proud of you if you and you cute little nippies check out the stupid. You probably just googled that. Yo, look. Okay. Well, I believe you. You puked. Good one. Are you alright, though? No, man. This isn't happening. What isn't? We aren't prawning over my macaroni puke. Like, my motherfucking macaroni puke. Like, this isn't a moment we're having. We aren't becoming friends, and you aren't going to fuck me. Bye, purse. The shenanigan is complete, you suppose. It can be a rush to pull shit like this, for reasons you can't really explain. But the rush is always short-lived. What soon fills the void it leaves behind is the most unmistakable feeling of self-loathing and disgust. It's all a joke, isn't it? Your life, your brand. Come to think of it, you're not sure which of those two words is more deserving of derisive quotes. Maybe your quest to build a brand is childish. Maybe the luring clout-seeking contributing to the loud-ass and labored rest of Western civilization shaped last dinosaur gasp. Maybe you should just delete all your accounts. It's not the first time you've had this thought, but it will be the last. The last thought you have before you pass out, that is. Your work is unfinished. That was one hell of a dream. You haven't had one like that in years. Not since all that terrible stuff was happening in your life. Not since your dad was sick and you were deliriously hammering away at your manifesto. So it's not surprising that a dream included both. You hate dreaming about him. Always with the body horror shit. And then at the end, the strange man floating in space, the ephemeral Muse himself. Could he really be back? What time is it? Oh god, it's dark. How long did you black out? Looks like Mabby's already tried messaging you a couple times. Your head hurts, and your mouth still tastes like cheese-flavored barf. Wow, you look like total fucking shit. Thanks. Everything okay? I puked in a pot of macaroni and fell asleep for a few hours, and now I'm starving. Really productive a day all around. Oh yeah, I also have some vague recollection of tormenting a semi-local simp who slid into my DMs. Well, hello, Slid? I saw your first trap, fool. You seemed unusually desperate even by your standards. Made me worry. So you started pelting my unconscious body with chat invites. It's cool you're my mom now. Well, somebody has to be. The hag who physically birthed you fucked off, right? The fucking off was mutual. When was the last time she talked to you? Not since the incident. Works fine for me. You can be my mom. You're hotter and have much more clout anyways. True. As if I could spare a single precious of my day for ugly bitches. Whereas ugly men are obviously a different story. Obviously. Is Post Malone still your lock screen? Yeah. You've got the shit all backwards. The nasty NSFW art should be your lock screen and the post should be the unlock. So much more embarrassing and obscene if anyone catches you in public with post on your phone. So you said. You're right, of course, but I don't give a shit. I love him. He's a sublime gargoyle, an exquisite heap of human garbage, a perfect affront to all my senses. Your taste is so bad. You're completely unfathomable. It's like you need a 0 or a 10 and that's it. Anything in between and you're contemptuously asexual. Not inaccurate. What was the simp you were toying with? How's he look? Average, a little below, maybe. Really uncanny valley stuff. Totally standard reply boy fare. He might have been nice, though. I don't remember. Oh, they're always nice. Doesn't mean shit. I know. You think he's local? You going anywhere with this or pulling the plug? The latter, I'm sure. Maybe you should modify your standards a bit and reel him in. We're in fucking quarantine lockdown, Abby. So, this thing's all kinda overblown. We aren't supposed to go to, like, concerts and shit, and get sneezed on by huge groups of people or whatever. I don't see much harm in hanging out with a few people on an individual basis from time to time. And by this, I assume you mean... What, you think I haven't been keeping myself entertained? I still have people over all the time. Pretty dumb shit, Abs. What, you surprised? To hear you're still an atrocious slut? Not at all. But your parents are supposed to be the ones claimed by the boomer remover, not you. If you can't die off before you take all their money, please don't do that to me. I'll be fine. I'll get a little cough and that's it. Big deal. Oh wait, maybe then I can infect them. Oh, actually, now you're using your fucking brain for once. Seriously, though, when's the last time you hooked up with anybody? I seem to remember you were very busy. What, last summer? I guess that was the last time. I haven't really been in the mood since then. You keep updating me on the revolving door of weird dudes you were picking up from the restaurant. I miss that. The stories were good. Yeah, it was a real circus in here for a while, but I don't need shit like that in my life at the moment. Did your boss even knew you were picking up with gross male customers? As far as I know, she never found out. That doesn't matter. She's dead now anyways. What? Did you hear something, or... No, it's just a reality I've chosen to believe in. I'm pretty sure quitting that job even if she reappears. I don't give a fuck anymore. A good move. I highly recommend not having a job and never planning to have one in the future ever. You're rich. I also highly recommend being rich. Working on it. Not hard enough, apparently. You've got a straight shot to riches right here, bitch. Just marry into my fortune. I won't even make you sign a prenup. No, saying super generous, but no thanks. I want to make my millions the honest way, by helping you rip off your parents. Yeah, but all that does is give me their money. Where's that leave you without the marriage? Certify, huh? Oh, that's easy. You'll just give it to me because you want it. I mean, yeah, probably. See, I'll miss that restaurant if you never go wait tables there again. I won't. It's where we met, remember? Yep. Why did you pick me up on that day, huh? Why'd you have to friend zone me so hard? Fucking brutal. Because you're an ugly wrenched cunt and I probably thought you looked smelly that day. Bullshit. You dragged every sewer creature you waited on back to your place. Well, and you have the audacity to call me a slut. You are. So are you! I'm not really a slut per se, so much as a person with an essentially punitive of self-harming patterns. Wait, if you hate yourself so much, why not self-harm a bit with me sometime? Because I'm a filthy homophobe. This is a matter of public record, remember? Well, no you're not. Sure I am. I hate the gays. No you don't. Well, you're gay and I hate you. I'm not even gay. You're gay enough. Don't erase my bisexuality. I'll erase whatever the fuck I want. Well, I like it. If we ever actually slept together, I'd fucking annihilate your bisexuality. You'd become permanent lesbian. Whoa, see? This is getting out of hand. This will never happen, Abby. I'm deeply committed to being a problematic, homophobic, heterosexual piece of shit who sometimes enjoys the company of embarrassingly reptilian men. Besides, you're my mom, remember? Oh yeah, I can't exactly fuck my mom now, can I? I'm deep enough into cancellation purgatory as is. Yeah, I would never do that to you. As my daughter, you are my responsibility. Hey, seeing as we clearly no longer care about quarantine, so that I can catch this disease ASAP and kill my parents. Why don't you come over tonight? I can cook something for you. Probably something better than macaroni barf. I don't know. Come on! My place is huge and expensive and extremely empty. Doesn't that sound better than wallowing in your nasty little depression cave? I guess. Maybe we can snap some content by the beach tomorrow. You know how the Simps always love the beach shit. Yeah, but I don't think I'll be putting out content like that anymore. I'm thinking of revamping the whole brand. Oh, yeah, I just had the crazy fucking dream. It was so wild, I think my subconscious was trying to tell me something important. I don't know if it's a good idea, technically, but I think I'm obligated to do it now. The shit was just too powerful to just write off. Do what? Remember my manifesto? Oh god, that thing? Yeah, I know. It's all pretty out there, but I think there's something to work with there. Well, if it gets you to come over here and helps you pull yourself together, then I'm all for it. I'll support you, no matter what. What a pal. The true test of friendship is if you can humor each other with manifestos. Well, you humor mine, right? Oh yeah, I'm all about the truth of Jim Putt's secret romance. Well, G-Kook, actually. But yes, thank you for your crucial support. I will say your place is the fucking bomb. Do you think your parents will have a vacation in there again this summer? Or are they Rona spooked like everyone else? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they hunkered down at the family compound all summer. Good riddance of so. Still amazed they're okay with you just squatting in their $10 million vacation home, like, permanently. The fuck are they even going to do about it? I have the kids and I'm a grown woman who does as she pleases. No arguing with that. I bet they must feel like they're getting a great return on that Harvard biz degree they bought you. Yeah, fuck that. I'm doing some numbers, motherfuckers. My brain is popping. Something tells me they're unimpressed by your meteorically accumulated clout. Yeah, they take a huge boomer shit all over it any chance they get. I really wonder what they, wanted. What were they picturing? I'd leave the school and slide into an Amazon VP spot or some shit. They probably could have made it happen like that if you were so inclined. I mean, maybe, but what the fuck do they think business is? I'm doing business here. People like my brand, this is how you make shit happen. Like I can build this to do whatever. Like later, I didn't even need my fucking degree. At least you finished it. Which mainly served the purpose of staving off their massive disappointment in you. Instead, they're only mildly disappointed. Yeah, I'm sorry about all that. It's alright, I ended up saving them a lot of money by psychologically imploding halfway through. MIT is super expensive if you weren't aware. Oh yeah, one time my parents looked into buying it. I mean, tuition, you buffoon. I know, God. See, remember we promised always to know when we were joking? Oh yeah. Anyways, it's not like they had the kind of money your parents did to throw in an expensive education. They had to work hard for me. that, as they reminded me often, I'll be an external failure to them, which means they're failures too. Oh well, the problem have solved itself really, so who gives a fuck? Huh? I strongly recommend having at least one dead parent. Two is ideal, but what can you do? Aside from contemplating casual biological warfare, yeah, my mom would never succumb to the Rona though. Not her style. It's still funny to me that your plan to get away from all that life drama was to come here, of all places. All melodramatically like, fuck this life! I'm running away to an island! What makes you think? Like a remote island in the Pacific or something. Yeah, I mean, that was the plan at one point. I was looking at Guam, then I settled on Fiji as the ideal getaway place, but that didn't really pan out. Fiji sounds nice. Yeah, Fiji's the fucking shit. But then you just hopped on a ferry to the nearest island possible. It was cheap. Poor, remember? You still think she keeps up with you, like spies on your accounts? I'm sure my mom has no idea they even exist. It was almost a moot point, though. Before my insane dream, I was thinking about just deleting them all. What? I just get that way sometimes. Aside from my crazy ideas, which would probably never see the light of day, I'm actually just so fucking boring. No, you're so funny. You're an untapped resource. It's a crime you've been going to waste. I know you've seen some shit, but there are ways to rebound from that. Yeah, but I still agonize stupidly, and I wonder if I should just question the source of this torment. The internet is fucking insane. Just 6 years of deadly temptation. This monstrally ominous humming well of satanic potential just beckoning you constantly. And if you aren't using it in some way to make something of yourself or elevate your identity somehow, it just makes you feel like you're wasting a huge opportunity or something. Or even wasting your life. Like, you were just saying, I'm so funny, and therefore it's a waste if I just log off. A waste of what? The system makes me feel like I'm wasting a resource by refolding myself from the system. What if the system is what's wasting me? Damn. So maybe I should listen to some voices in my head instead of the insane ones. Like, forget that weird dream, and just... fucking Discord. Like, forget that weird dream and just delete all this shit and try to get my life together in a more normal way. That's all totally fair, I hear you, but even if you wanted to go full normie, it's not like society is even functioning normally now anyways. God damn it. Yeah, you're right. Not trying to invalidate here, just saying like, wait, hang on, before you decide on anything, I want to show you something. Oh, shit, you just followed me on Maine? Yeah. You sure you're ready to take this kind of heat? I did it just after we talked. I felt like a fucking tool. But nobody's even noticed it, yeah? Well, maybe it'll never even come up. Yeah, you're a paranoid bitch. So am I, maybe. Probably been overthinking this. Also, I decided something else. If you really do relaunch your brand, even if it's a bunch of crazy shit, I'll give you some shout-outs. I don't care if people think it's weird. That's what friends do. They support each other. Well, don't worry about figuring it out now, though. Just come over. I'm bored and I missed you, and you need to eat something real for a change. Oh, I'll head over. Yay! Oh, but don't drive drunk. Get a lift or something, or I can just pick you up. Don't worry, Mom, I'm fine. The nap sobered me up. You promise? Yeah, okay, heading out. You kill a video chat. It leaves a loud silence behind. Maybe it's the sound of the ominously humming well of satanic potential you just described to your friend. A sound you can hear all the time, but only now are you paying close attention to. Everything you said to her was true, of course. You believe it with every fiber of your being. The internet is evil. You have always known this, and the louder the science gets, the more you begin to wonder if it's the only thing you ever truly believed with any real passion. Aside from all of this, of course. Alright, maybe you aren't as sober as you led Abby to believe. Still, you should be good to drive. You grab your manifesto. You'll need to spend a few days brushing up on the material if you're serious about this, which you're still not sure if you are yet. But it won't hurt to bring it along and start reading. As you exit your apartment, you can't shake the feeling that everything is about to change. Maybe it's the fact that you haven't been out in a long time, but leaving your depression nest tonight carries the uncanny feeling of stepping into the unknown. You're glad you took your manifesto, if only because leaving empty-handed would make you feel vulnerable. As it stands, you suppose this is the closest thing to a weapon you've ever had. this is Interlude 1. So you just killed a chop and dumped his car in the ocean. Nice going, genius. The cold hand of justice will close around your throat soon enough. Whatever it is that justice even means nowadays. Maybe justice is what happens when people with power manage to punish whoever was trying to fight back a little for once. Maybe that's why you need just a little more power of your own. Enough power to claim justice is what happens when you're the one settling the score. Or maybe what you need is even simpler than that. Maybe what you need is the power of choice. So what will you do, Sin? You're a fugitive now, and it seems only two choices are available. You can turn yourself in, or you can run. Run like the wind and hide. Find Abby, dry yourself off, bury yourself in your work, and figure it all out later. Which will it be? Well, I think I choose running away. Well, sorry, I should have mentioned. The ability to make meaningful choices in the story can only be unlocked by a true successor. Unfortunately, that's not you. Not quite, yet, at least. Don't worry though, I'll check in again later when you've made a little more headway with this mess you got yourself into. Until then, do whatever comes naturally, I guess. I'm sure it'll all work out. Lamau.